Hello, welcome to another IELTS.com speaking part 2 lesson. Today's lesson is slightly different. It's about how to prepare for speaking part 2. And that's why the title is called Preparing Topics. The pictures give you a slight clue as to some of the content, but not all. So let's begin. When you're preparing for speaking part 2 of the exam, there are several categories you will need to prepare. Here are some of them. People, a place, a building, travel, an occasion, an object, your childhood. Most of the questions in part 2 will cover one of those things. Not all of them, but I would say a good 80–90% will be in one of these topics. For example, a person, there is always a person in the list. A place where you go to relax. A building in your town, somewhere you've traveled to, an occasion, a wedding, an object, something you bought, something you don't use anymore, something, I don't know, something that's important to you, and then something for your child, from your childhood. Something, a game you played. I've seen a previous question, for example, describe a game that you played in your childhood or when you were a child. So that just gives you an idea of some of the questions they will ask you. So my suggestion, for all of the topics, my suggestion is to go through the list of questions if you have them. If you don't, please send me an email at teacher@domagettiielts.com. I'll put it underneath and I will send you a list. And look at them, look at the question, write down the who, where, what, why, when, etc. The reason for this is to help you to adapt your answers. Now, the reason I say this is because you cannot be expected to learn an individual answer for every single question. Even I couldn't do that. Well, I could, but it would be a pain to do it. And it's also unnecessary. So what we have to do, what you have to do as a test taker is learn to group and adapt. So the meaning of this, we're going to demonstrate with the most common topic of people. So first, you need to select someone from the following headings. When you ask to describe a person, they will come usually from one of these 4 groups. Someone in your family, someone not in your family, but someone you know, a friend or colleague. Often there's a celebrity or famous person. That famous person could be from your country or could be a foreigner. So what I've done is I've chosen an example of my father, my friend Steve, a local star, depending on your country, China, Vietnam, India, wherever you're from, you will have a local star. I don't know, so I can't help you there, sorry. But I'm going to use a famous star from the UK. Well, in fact, he's from Ireland, but it's kind of in the UK region. But he's very well known. It's a famous band, and he's the singer. So I'm just going to use those as my examples. So you choose these 4 things. Of course, this is in conjunction with looking at the questions, but you can narrow it down quite easily. So for this, we can just choose someone who can fit a variety of topics. So here, some examples. Describe a person who speaks a foreign language well. Describe a person who encouraged you. Describe an intelligent person. Describe an interesting person. Describe a person you wanted to be similar to when you were growing up. Describe a person who helps others. So rather than think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, why would you think of 6 different people? Think of one person. All of these questions can be answered by choosing one person. I said family member, could be father, brother, mother, sister. Is a family, just a family picture, just to demonstrate we're going to choose someone from our family. I've chosen my father. So my father speaks English well. My father encouraged me to do many things. My father's intelligent. I would like to think so. My father is interesting. I would like to think so. I want to be like my father because he's a good man. My father often helps others. He helps people in the family. See, I've chosen one person and that covers 6 different questions. Don't be thinking for each different question a different person. It will take you too long and it's not necessary. The examiner doesn't know your life. The examiner only will hear what you answer. And you will only be doing it once. So just choose one person, use your answer. Okay, so that's an example about family. Okay, so let's choose. The best idea, is to choose someone and then make the questions fit around this person. For some questions, you cannot choose a family member. For example, describe a famous person or a famous celebrity. So I'm going to choose someone and I've got some questions that can be used to fit around this person. For this, you choose a celebrity who can fit all of the questions. As I said to you before, I've chosen this famous person. He's famous quite internationally, not in every country, but in most countries. Okay, so the reason I've chosen him is because he fits in to this question, but he can also fit into these. So, describe your favorite singer or band. Describe someone you wanted to be similar to growing up. Describe someone you have not met but would like to know more about. Describe a person who helps to protect the environment. Now, again, you should be choosing someone who you know, famous in your country. You should know about them. If you don't, you can research. Okay, I know about this guy, but I've adapted, as I said. So a famous person could be from your own country or a foreigner. Sorry. Bono, U2. So that's my foreigner. My favorite singer is Bono of U2. Then I continue. When I wanted to be a singer like Bono when I was growing up, this question. I have not met Bono, but would like to know more about him. Although he is a famous singer, Bono does a lot to protect the environment, which is actually true. He's a very strong environmental campaigner, which is why I used him also. So one singer can cover a whole range of questions. Of course, you have to know this person so you can talk for 2 minutes. I understand that. But most students that I teach tell me it's about ideas. Who can I think of? I don't know who to think of. And they're also trying to think of 10 different people, 5, 6, 10 different people, because they believe, that they should answer a different person for each question. No, the examiner will only hear you speaking once. Okay, so that's our famous person. So the last thing I've done is the place. The next common question is a place. You can choose a place and fit the questions around the place. It can be local or abroad, depending on the question. So, describe a historical building you have visited. That building will be in a place. Describe an occasion when you had to get up extremely early to travel to a place. Describe an experience when a vehicle you were traveling in broke down in this place. Describe something you took home from a tourist attraction. Again, in the place you're using. Describe an unusual experience while traveling in this place. Describe a place you plan to travel which is far away from your home. All of those questions. I've used my example of India. The reason I use this is because I've been there several times, so it's from personal experience. The places that you choose will be from your personal experience. If you've never been abroad, choose somewhere in your own country. And for a question which is far, the last one, describe a place you plan to travel to which is far. Just say 2 or 3 hours away from your house. That's far. It doesn't have to be thousands of miles. If you have to drive for 2 or 3 hours to get there, that's far. Okay? So, and even if you've already visited there, you just adapt your story to say, I want to visit there because I've heard so much about the place. So, my examples. A historical building I visited was the Taj Mahal in India, hence picture. I had to get up extremely early when I was going to India on vacation. While I was traveling in India, our bus broke down. This one. I took a picture in a mosque in Delhi in India. This one. An unusual thing happened when I was in India. Well, many unusual things happened to me, so that for me would be an easy answer. But if you're not sure, start thinking now. Think of an unusual thing. You have time. This is your preparation time. And describe a place you want to travel to, which is far away from your home. I want to travel to India. The examiner does not know that I've been there before, so it doesn't matter. Okay, for my examples, I've used my personal experiences, but the one thing you must remember for the exam is that they are testing your English. Oh, not you English, your English. Not whether your answers are true or false. The examiner will not know if I say I want to go to India because they don't know that you have already visited the country. And it's not important. They're not interested in these things. All they want to hear is your answer. And they will assess you on your level of English. If you've never traveled abroad, adapt the descriptions of the topic to fit up the topic you choose in your own country. Each country has things, places to visit. Every country has places to visit. In your country, you will know the places to visit. This does take a fair amount of practice, so prepare by going through the questions and choosing your topics. This will make your talks much easier to prepare and to practice. You will have less things to think about and you can focus more on adapting your stories. So in the link below, there's a document which you can use to describe an occasion, which is one of the ones in the list. My suggestion is to use a family occasion and adapt it to suit the questions. Now, what I've done is, you'll see the link, you can open the document. There is another document with suggestions or my kind of answers, but you can only get that if you send me an email and I will send it to you. All that information will be below this video. Okay, that's the end of the lesson. So again, to spend time practicing the answers, change the information for your own information. If not, use the information that's in the video. A final piece of advice, please make sure you choose your topics carefully so you can adapt them easily. Don't choose something that's difficult to adapt. Remember, you have time. All of this preparation and practice is where you do all these things. Okay, thank you. Again, please subscribe if this is your first visit. And you can also visit our website. It has our contact details. You can book classes with myself or another teacher, other teachers, sorry. And you can also go and look at our online classes, online courses, which are very cost effective, and can be used in conjunction with a teacher, or they can be used for self-study. We have a grammar course, a 10-hour IELTS course, then a 20-hour IELTS course. Please go to the website, visit, have a look at some of the lessons, and if you're interested, please again contact us. There is a chat button on the website, so we will be available to talk to you. If we're not, we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you, and see you in the next video.